Start the meeting. Stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll have roll call.
Dan Pillow.
Roll call.
Lisa Stafford.
Here.
Gotcha, Dan. Dan.
Yeah.
Dan Dalton. Ann Pillow.
Here.
Steve Dalton.
Here.
Pam Jackson. Here.
And then first we'll start with the clerk's report.
You received the minutes from March the 15th, 2021. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from March the 15th.
I'll second.
Motion by Pam, second by Lisa Stafford. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow. Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Steve Dalton. Pam Jackson. Yay.
Yay.
It's
I see you
just,
moving. I know.
it's laughing.
Ordinance 4A, this was for biweekly payroll, which was paid on March 26th. All dispersed from the general fund was $10,699.45.
I make a motion to accept 4A.
Second.
Motion by Lisa Stafford, second by Dan Dalton for 4A. Any discussions? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Steve Dalton.
Yay.
Pam Jackson. Yay. Then you received 4B. This was for accounts payable. Dispersed from the general fund, $12,410.87. From the Hamilton County Stormwater Fund, $305. From the Village Water Fund, $424, for a combined total of $13,116.11. I'll make a motion to accept 4B 2021.
I'll second it.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Ann Pillow. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Lisa Stafford.
Yay.
Dan Dalton.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Steve Dalton.
Yay.
Pam Jackson. Yay. Then you received, you should have received a copy of the Addyston Board of Public Affairs minutes from February, the February payout sheet, their bills, and their monthly collection for the month of January, which is collected in February. This is from their March meeting, because they're always a month behind. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the water board from March 2021. 21, yeah.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, motion by Pam Jackson, second by Lisa Stafford. Is there any discussion?
Yes, I noticed that in the minutes it says that the meeting was adjourned by Jason Fry and seconded by Menard. Was Menard still there?
No, I think that's just a typo, but I'll let her know that.
Yeah, that was definitely a typo. So,
Yeah.
she needs to make that correction.
Yeah, I will let her know that, Ann. And we can bring them back if you want to wait and vote next time. Or you can approve it with her making the amendment.
What do you want to do? It's your motion.
Approve it with amendment.
Approve it with the amendment? Okay. Any further discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
The next thing you have, you should have
Do
received.
you have your microphone on over there?
Yeah, I'm turning it on now.
I won't take your computer away from you.
Fine. I never liked it anyway.
Why are you in the Zoom meeting?
I know.
That's what causes that.
He wants to see him.
Thank you.
The next thing I have is the Hamilton County stormwater rates for 2021. This is what they put on the property taxes for the maintenance of the stormwaters throughout Hamilton County. They put it on there, they collect it, and then the following year, we received the check from Hamilton County Auditor.
And that's something we do every year.
And it's something that we do probably every 2 years.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Where is, it's not in the packet, where is
It wasn't in the packet? Well, I can send it to you, but it's a standard, all you're doing is you're gonna give the mayor permission to sign the document, yes, that we want them to continue collecting the fees and sending us the money, the revenue.
I make a motion to that effect, that we continue to allow the mayor to sign off on that document. We're all familiar with it.
I'll second it.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion?
I still want a copy of it because
Yeah,
we're
you
not
get a
all
copy.
familiar with it.
You know, I thought I'd sent it, but
Thank you.
you'll get it.
It was on the list, it's not on.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yep, no further discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson. Yay. Then you should have received from me a year-to-date revenue statement and a year-to-date from me appropriations. And Mayor, I believe that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Margaret. Audrey, did you have any reports for council?
And I have to apologize because I just realized that I forgot to email them to you, but as soon as I make my report, I will send them over. Treasurer's report for February 2021, beginning balance for total council controlled funds was $185,251.92. Receipts and expenditures left us with an ending balance of $165,859.80. Again, that was total council controlled funds. Total water board controlled funds, the beginning balance for February was $89,781.21, with receipts and expenditures, ending balance of $64,243.91. So total combined funds, beginning balance for the month of February, $275,033.13. Combined receipts and expenditures gave an ending balance of $230,103.71.
Make a motion to receive the treasurer's report.
Second.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Dan Dalton. Are there any discussions? No discussions, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay. Is that all you have, Audrey?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Audrey. Council, if you don't mind, as you can see, we do have people in the audience. I'd like to go to the audience before we move forward, if that's okay with council.
Please do.
Okay. I guess I'll start from this side of the room. We have Al Clerk here today. Want to discuss his car show.
How's it going?
Good, how are you, Al?
Usually like every year I have a car show in the springtime. There's a club that's gonna help me do this called Old Shit Car Club. But it's a classic car show. What I wanna do is kind of the same as I did before, is block the road off down there where the old firehouse is, and then block it off by the VFW down there. Reason I wanna do that is because if it starts raining, no one's gonna wanna bring a classic car and put it in the mud. So it's one of them things. I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff. They're having Elvis impersonator. I mean, there's gonna be multiple trophies, plaques, things like that. It's cool for the village, just to have something going on a Saturday morning. And it's from, well, I would need it blocked off from 9 in the morning till probably 5 at night, because it goes till 4, and the time they get everything out of there, then it opens right back up for everyone. But that's what I come down to let you all know, and see if you guys let me go and do it again this year, like I have in the past, and never had no problem in the past, so.
And just so you know, he did give to me tonight, when he came in, he filled out a special event permit as well for May 1st.
But we go ahead and accept the permit and have the car show. I just did.
Oh, you did, that's me.
I said, I move.
I'll second it.
And you talk
Motion by
about-
Dan Dalton to allow Al to put on his car show, second by Pam. Is there any discussion?
Do we have all the details that we need on that? Somebody reviewed the submission application?
He just turned it in when he came in tonight. But he turned it in with all the details, the drawings, layout of the cars. He answered all the questions, he signed off on it, and then it just needs to go for us. Any further question? All right, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Ann Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow, Ann Pillow,
You're muted.
Yay!
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson. Yay.
All right. You have your.
I got something else. I
Okay.
know that my trailer's been a concern, been brought up. I'm working with the trucking company, should be out this week as long as quote unquote weather works out. I put a bunch of gravel over there so I can get them out, so. It's the point of getting the trucking company and the storage place all together, all in one sink to get them out in the next few days. Is my hope, so. As long as Mother Nature holds up.
Yeah, especially like.
She hasn't been. It's been a muddy mess over there, but I'll put all them rocks down there just so I can try to get it out, so. I just figured I'd address that while I was here.
No problem, thank you.
I'm sure they were all having questions.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
All right, thank you, Al. Whoever wants to come up next. You state your name.
Good evening. My name is Anthony Loth, L-O-T-H. I'm president of Charity Motorcycle Club for Saddlemen. We took occupancy at the Bricks, part of the Bricks building.
What club are you with? I'm sorry.
Saddlemen,
Stafford.
yeah.
The one that helps with the toy drive every year.
Yeah.
Motorcycle?
Yes, yes. So, I just wanted to come down and clear the air a little bit. I guess there's been a bunch of rumors we've heard about that, you know, motorcycle gang has moved in Addyston and all this good stuff, and that's pretty far from the case. We got like 10 members to our club. We do charity work. We got an event coming up May 22nd for a girl, a 8-year-old girl, Ashlyn, who was burned up in a firehouse, caught on fire. She's severely burned. She's been in the hospital for a couple months. She just got out. The other thing, we raised $4,577 for a baby out in Harrison who was only born with part of a heart. We was going to do it again last year, but everything closed down for COVID. And, we've been, a big part here in Addyston. We love Addyston. Al Shamrock was trying to do a toy drive, and it wasn't really that successful, I guess you could say. But we joined the Shamrock, and the first year we did our chili cook-off and toy drive down here. We gave gifts out to 100 kids in your area. The year after that was 200. Last year was 311 kids. Each kid got a gift. They were lined up down the street.
Yeah, I saw that.
I dress up as Santa Claus. My wife dresses up as Mrs. Claus. And we got some elf. We got an elf that's 7 foot tall. So, we just wanted to come down and introduce ourselves and see if you guys have any questions, let you know what we're about. We're not a gang or anything by any reason. And we're just looking to, just help out the community and things like that. We go up and down in numbers, sometimes we'll get up to 15 and then we'll have to weed out a couple knuckleheads, that want to cause trouble and stuff, and we weed them out and get them out of here and we continue on. But, we do recruit good people. Everybody, is a professional, including myself. I'm the senior chief engineer for Cushman & Wakefield, which is one of the largest commercial real estate companies in the world. We got elevator guys and electricians and plumbers and carpet layers, and so everybody does their part, to contribute to society, and we want to be a positive image for Addyston. We don't want to be considered a gang or anything like that, because that's far from the truth. So if you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer anything you may have.
Anthony Danpillow, I really appreciate the fact that you come to council and take up the burden and eased everybody's mind. We're very excited about having somebody to occupy the building. With your explanation, that makes us all feel a lot better. Really appreciate what you've done in the past.
Oh, well, thank you.
And she was just asking, you'll need a permit as well. And what I was getting ready to say to her is that I'll print you one out.
Okay.
Like, this is my computer, so I need to take it.
Okay. That's fine.
So
That's
after the
fine.
meeting, I'll print one out for you.
Yeah,
I can get it to you tomorrow.
that'll be fine.
But if you want to ask council tonight about your May 22nd event and explain to them exactly what you're trying to do with it.
Okay, so our May 22nd event, sometimes, for our chili cook-off, we had to pitch a big tent and stuff out on the side lot of Shamrock to accommodate all the people that came to donate money to help buy toys for the kids. And this event is probably not going to be no smaller. It's probably going to be a couple hundred people. So what we was wanting to do was just close the sidewalk down between Shamrock and the Bricks parking lot, just so we can have some overflow for people to go and be able to spread out a little bit, social distance and everything, instead of being crammed up
For
and
200
hanging outside.
people, that's all the sidewalk you're asking.
Yeah, between Addyston and the place that we had, just in between the two buildings. So there'll be,
Or are you using that parking lot on the side of the building as well?
yeah. So that's where I wanted to close it out, was parking lot to parking lot.
Anything you want to put in the road or anything like that?
No,
Well, the overflow, they won't fall over onto the road.
no, that's what we're trying to do, is just keep everybody contained, just to the two buildings.
Just have it fenced off across the front,
Mhm.
Okay.
like we did kind of before around the.
Kind of like what you did for the Christmas.
Yeah.
Or drive.
Yeah.
Just 1 second.
Yeah, it's May 22nd. Well, we got a ride plan from noon until 4, and then having a little after party and a little band from 4 to 8. But the ride might not happen because all the cicadas are coming, so that might be, that might delay us. The ride might be postponed, but as far as that, we're still gonna go on with the benefit. The girl, Ashlyn, she just got out of the hospital a couple weeks ago. We met with her and the parents. Their mother and stuff is from the west side area here, not from Addyston particularly, but from this area, part of our town. And she's still going through breathing treatments and things like that, which is coming out of the parents' pockets. So she needs breathing treatments every day. So we're just trying to help them out as much as we can and do what we can to give back to the community. That's really what we're about.
So you'll just be using the building mainly for your meeting space, or?
Yes, yeah. For you mean where we're at? Yeah, we have meetings our meeting place, because we are a nonprofit 501(c), and we're totally legit. We got all of our numbers, EIN numbers. We're registered with the Secretary of State. Yeah, we just use it for meetings, and some of the guys will get down just to hang out, and we got cable down there and TV. It's it's about it.
You're not serving alcohol or anything in the club area, are you?
No, that's why we're doing it.
It is a short walk.
It is a short walk, but that's why we're doing it at Shamrock. Shamrock's been there when we got our club started back in 2018, and we're just going to continue to do that. It's not impossible.
For the minutes.
Do you want to look at it if I want it back?
Well, I'll scan it in
That
and
sounds
mail
good. It's
that.
nice
So
to hear
we
something
passed
because
around,
there
I
were
didn't see this.
rumors flying all over
If I hold it
Half
as
Half
writing.
Acre, and it's like, oh my God, you're
Yeah,
gonna be invaded.
yeah, and
You guys
that's
do
not
that.
the case. And that's why I wanted to come down here tonight, just to ease everybody's mind, and we're
So what I'm
not.
gonna do is I'll scan
Put
this
the
in
rumors
and
to
give you
bed.
guys
This is
the
who I
report.
am, and this is who we are, and just take the unknown away from everybody, and let's, if anybody has any questions or anything, just,
I've been in Shamrock when you guys were there, and it's not like you're Hell's Angels.
no,
So,
absolutely not. So does anybody else have any other questions, or,
It's just nice knowing what's going on now.
yeah?
can we make a motion without the permit being filled out? Or do we
Well,
need
you
to
gave
have
me a
it?
flyer,
Yeah,
and I can print him out the permit.
then I make a motion that we approve the
Upon
May
the getting
22nd,
it in.
all the barking off the sidewalk and everything in front of Shamrock and the Bricks building, and allow them to have their event on May 22nd,
Along with,
pending the application.
Application.
thank you.
There we go.
I'll second it.
Motion by Lisa Stafford to allow the Saddleman event, second by Pam. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
By the way, thanks for your patience through our
Oh, no, that's okay.
technical blues.
Hey, I go through it at work all the time, so I know how it is. Hey, thank you guys.
Thank
No
you.
problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck with the cicadas, by the way.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I picked a few out of my teeth.
If you didn't want to wait till the end of the council to get to
Because nothing will be done.
this, I'll make sure you get it either through him or one way or another.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Just thought I'd let you know.
all right.
Not a problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Take
you.
care now.
Want to get there over, it's fine.
Do I gotta stand up there?
Yeah,
About properties.
trying to keep it as professional as I can.
All right.
With all my glitches and everything else.
Okay, Matt Tenfeld, recent property owner. I do have rental property down First Street. I did read the article in the newspaper in Western Hills Press about, I guess everybody's, what people are trying to do or come up with the better community. And in that, there's various code violations with it around the village. Did they list them and what are the village going to do to address some of the code violations?
Where did you say you had the rental property at?
First Street, 187.
If that's right down the corner of Main and,
No, it's all the way down. 187 is down further.
It's,
That's First Street, isn't it?
are
Yeah.
you at the end of your Workman's old property?
Yeah,
Is
I
that the
got
one you're
Workman's old
speaking of?
property, yeah.
For those that you don't know, this would be Eileen and Ed Workman's property. It would have been at the bottom of Baker Lane on the right side or left side of the street. It's the last house that's right there.
Yeah, I just know it's 187.
Yeah, well, that might help them visualize where
I'm
it's
trying
at.
to think.
And
don't
what
have
that
them all
is.
memorized.
And then with that, I called down to maybe to get a carport because I have off-street parking there. And it's just like, well, do whatever, just send me a picture. I'll put it in the backyard, side yard, front yard. What are the
Is that the
codes?
response that you got from Dick Weber?
Well, it's just like, draw me a picture and tell me how it's gonna be attached to the ground.
I
That was
can
my
do that.
response.
That was
That's what
whose?
I was told.
By Dick Weber?
Yes.
So in other words, he wants you to draw up the plans and show what you're.
Draw a picture, not plans.
Well, it
A
should be
picture,
plans.
it's different.
I mean, you've
Plans
got,
gotta be submitted.
you just put in a carport, right?
With everything going on back and forth and I drive down, I was gonna have my boy rent it out. He don't wanna live down here. It's just the stigma, I don't know. I grew up in Cleves. I don't, people made, right. It's just the stigma and everything going on. Just like, storage containers. There's new one up on First Street. Oh, it looks like a storage container.
Where?
It's like Caddy Point, like right next to Doug Adams, up on the hill.
Oh, it's up on the hill in the backyard?
Yeah,
This would be Schaefer's old property, this would be
Yeah.
Emily's.
so I mean, I know
And
there's
there's
one
one
down here on Main Street, and I didn't know, because they got it decorated and painted. I mean,
That's
it
what
would
they're
be just like
supposed to
this.
do with it, yeah.
Okay, but what,
How long has that one been up there?
a month or so?
Okay.
So I mean, what are the permits, like if I want to get a storage container, just throw it on my property, or is there any guidelines, who checks?
There's a permit you're supposed to go through Dick to get to do that.
Okay. Well, with that permit, does it say what has to be done? I mean, does it got to be put on pavement, dirt, painted to match the house? I mean, with Hamilton County, my brother built a garage, and he kind of got frustrated because the color was wrong on the plans that he submitted, and Hamilton County rejected them. So he had to paint his house to match his garage, because he's got a warranty on the steel on his garage, through Hamilton County. So, I mean, do you hold Hamilton County oh, you have to hold Hamilton County standards. Or do you, what standards do you hold? Just,
No, they should
None?
paint it to make it look like a
well, I
shed.
mean, is there a
I mean,
time
it should
limit?
be-
I mean, within 3 months of putting it up, or?
I'd have to get with him on a time limit,
That's
I'm
all,
not sure about that.
that's all in part of the ordinance. I know we had to have some kind of a base on there, didn't we?
On what?
I don't even remember what the ordinance was, because we had all that issue with the other one.
You looked at the outside storage ordinance
Yeah.
is what you looked
In the
at.
spare bag, and Dick did have some stuff he wanted to be added to that.
Right, that makes sense. And now all that
Maybe
should
he's
be
the one
available
to
through
do the
Dick.
addition
Yeah.
of-
Because that's
I
your.
mean,
Yeah, I mean, he works one day a week, and I'm crazy.
Well,
shit.
all you need to do is send him and drop him an email, and he
emails
knows
I
I can
do,
send
like,
you the reg.
couple every month, that's about all.
Council,
Email.
Council?
Yeah.
Do we have ordinance on outside storage?
We've had one on the books for years, Dan. They were gonna review it, and it was supposed to have been brought back after they met with Dick Weber, because he had some changes.
As much as we went through with the one at McWhorter First and Main, I thought we came to some conclusions.
I thought we did.
No, we did.
I do, and there's also an ordinance on architectural projections. Section 506 says open structures such as porches, canopies, balconies, platforms, carports, and covered patios, and similar architectural projections shall be considered part of the demo.
You're breaking up.
To which attached shall not project into the required front, side, or rear yards. So, I think when the building inspector or housing inspector said to submit
Submit
you
a
would actually have to submit a plan or a drawing and where you intend to place that cardboard. That's one of the items.
Okay,
If you give me a second, Dan, I'll check on yours.
is there a package that homeowners can pick up to find out what building code ordinance are available or allowed? So we can read through it instead of,
We don't have a package, but that's a great idea.
We've never been asked for one before.
you don't have any booklet of codes, building codes? That a resident can come in and ask? for?
Yes,
We do.
there is.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah. Does he come down and get that? Can we give him one, or what's the deal?
No, he has to come down, he has to, I can make him a copy and he has to pay for the copies, and it's 5 cents a copy
Per page or copy?
per page.
How big is it?
About like that.
Okay.
No, it's probably about maybe, I don't want to.
I mean, I believe that was it, yeah.
You know,
But that's
here's another
standard
thing.
procedure
You know,
for anybody
when
who receives
and
it.
I bought the property, of course, it's turned it out, it's an investment, I do want to fix it up. My insurance company wants me to paint it, so I paint the trim and stuff. I bought it last fall, so hopefully by this fall, I can get it painted, cleaned up a little better. But another thing, I think it's on 159 First Street, they have some big concrete barriers stacked up in the backyard, making a retaining wall. And I go down the street, look at them, it's like, you know, I won't want to look at that next door.
They must have just threw them in there.
Yeah, there's stuff.
Yeah, they've been there for a year, because I heard he's filling it up to put a garage.
Is it on the left-hand side or the right-hand
If
side?
you're going up the street, it's on the left-hand side.
This is which street again?
First Street. I go up down First Street 2-3 times a week, maybe.
So this is probably between
Second alley,
Ray,
probably gets his
Ray
house.
Lane
Okay.
and
It's a
probably,
blue house, the guy just done it, it's 159.
Was that little one where the guy did all the work?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So that's where those barriers?
in the
at?
backyard. And
Sorry,
I know
I
they're
couldn't see
stacked
the
up
back
3
yard
high,
whatever that is.
which, again, with Hamilton County code, any retaining wall over 4 foot high has to have a permit.
What about, we don't go by Hamilton County code.
no, the only thing that goes
Well, I
on
mean-
Hamilton County is commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have our own set of
So,
rules and regs here.
okay,
Matt, I can't do it until maybe Friday. If you
Okay.
give me a chance to copy it, I can call you if you want
just give me a text, that way if
Yeah.
I miss it, I can still read it.
to, okay.
In case there was some miscommunication, what you said earlier about the drawing, I think all he wants is like an
Maybe a
overhead
plan.
view. You know, like where you would put the house in, besides
Yeah.
where is it gonna connect to the house? How long is
Yeah,
it gonna
like
be
the
relative to the
and
house?
bushes and stuff.
Yeah,
Clean up the
just
yard.
whatever, like I said, just an overhead view with the relative dimensions added in, so he knows
And
where it's
honestly,
gonna
if it's
be.
a carport, he probably, the only thing he's gonna do is give you his own certificate.
Yeah,
to build.
I mean,
You just need to know about
permit
where
is-
he
I'm not at that point yet, but I just wanted to know.
Yeah, it's real simple, it's not a big deal.
Myself have a carport with the side, so it's basically a metal garage. I just got the permit for it. All I did was I sent him the company's blueprints. So I sent him the blueprints, and then what I did is, if you go on Hamilton County's website where you can see all the properties, it'll give you a pretty good aerial view of the plot and everything. And I just sketched on there roughly where the thing was gonna be put, and then sent all that over to Dick, and he was fine with it. Because the engineering blueprints are, the carport already probably comes with them if you're buying the kit. So I just sent Dick those specs as well.
It should be a big deal. Just look up the property on the website and then cite it in.
Well,
said, I
that's
just-
if you're getting a kit. If you're doing it on your own, you ain't gonna have a kit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, with that newspaper article, with, it said various code violations. I mean, did they list any? Did they give you a list of how many, or they said, well, there's numerous violations on that newspaper article?
Where was this?
It was in Cincinnati Park and Western Hills Press
Not
last week.
everybody has a, what do you call it? You can only read that one if you have a subscription,
Or it's in the paper. It is in the paper.
or if you have the paper, subscription to the paper.
Right.
So what they were driving around Addyston,
Well, they,
Saying-
did you have the thing done, like the survey or something, or trying to get,
Yeah, he talked to
Testimony
various
stuff to get-
people before he put out that article, and also
Right.
misquoted me and stuff, so yeah,
that's,
that's how media works.
is that on the record? You misquoted you?
That was the guy that asked you on First Street the question about the newspaper person.
oh.
That all ties
Did
in.
they list
Yeah.
code violations or anything in that, or did he give you a list, or did it, the
No,
article
he-
said?
Oh, you're
code
talking about
violations?
that news,
Right.
he didn't give me a list, no.
Oh, okay.
And he's a news guy, what's he know about code violations?
Right?
Well, I'm not an engineer or anything, I still know about some codes.
Well,
Yeah, but if you're gonna make a report in a newspaper, you need.
Yeah, you should look up the.
Use it.
You should know that.
He's covered.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, with that, with some of the stuff, with that article, what everybody's trying to do is make the village a better place, or I feel better. Is there anything done with the different things, and is there codes that you go by? I don't know, he said he works 1 day a week. I mean, does he drive around and say, well, that's, you can't do that, or can't do that, or
You should be doing.
like junk cars in the yard, they're getting fixed? I mean,
Believe me, we're working on that now. We just spent 2 days driving around the village, making note of all these tore up trailers and everything else.
Because it's constant changing,
Yeah.
too.
The problem is, we didn't see that stuff behind that blue house there. That would have been well noted
well, I mean, the leaves are down now, so
with a big,
you can probably drive back to the park.
when you put a K-wall, something that big. I want to know how the heck you got them down
I got it
there.
down there, nobody's seeing it.
Yeah,
So,
because those are not the easiest things to move.
all right, that's about all I got. I mean,
I appreciate you coming down.
okay.
We'll have, sorry we didn't have all the direct answers you wanted, but I guess, got an email for Dick, right, that he can get a hold of him?
Yeah, he's got the information. I've
If you got
given him
that.
phone numbers, information.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I check the email once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, if I have to check it for something, but I don't do email. I mean, my
Okay.
job doesn't consist of me getting on the computer, email is, battery's usually dead. So,
Sometimes I don't think mine is either.
all right.
And if you don't get anywhere with that, we do want to know.
Yes, please.
Well, I'm probably gonna switch shifts next month, which I'll be on second shift, so I probably won't be able to get down here. If I'm down here during the day, it's usually, I'm just sporadic, they pop in, some people are here, some people aren't, so.
Matt, Bob Kelly, this is Matt Tenenfeld. He's the person who bought the property on Secatan. I emailed you all the information to get the paperwork going for the closing, and he did call me last week about it, and Mr. Benfeld, or whatever his name is, he's called me maybe a half dozen times too. I think the Lewises, we wrapped theirs up, but the other two, I can send you the information.
Here's the deal on that, Margaret.
Please.
You don't have to send it to me by email. I need to pick up the original deeds
Oh, that's.
Okay.
from you in order to get them recorded.
Okay, I'll have to look for them.
Get them recorded,
Okay,
okay?
I'll have to look for them and give you a shout.
Okay, I'll come over.
Does that help you?
Yeah. There's money burning a hole in my pocket.
Real quick, that part, does anybody have a copy of it that they could send?
Yeah, actually, me and Dan Pillow both do, so one of us
Does
could
anybody have
send
access
it.
to that?
I do, and I'll do. Right,
Thank you.
yeah.
Because it's something, yeah.
That's,
it's
I'd like
just
to see that too.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Is there any further discussion? Did you have anything else? No.
But, oh, I did have one question, but I won't be able to. I said, with the committees and stuff like that, do you have to be a resident or just a property owner in the village?
This property.
But I'm going on a whole different shift, so I won't be available in the evenings at all.
Like what kind of committees?
I don't know, just,
You want to
Make
be
the-
somewhere?
You
I'll
want
put
to,
you on
you want to
something.
volunteer to be on the committee, or do you want to attend the meetings? The
a
meetings are
meetings or
public.
maybe volunteer if I have enough time between other activities.
I'd like to start a beautification committee.
Well, I mean, you had this survey or something done. Did you file for grant money or anything to help get things done, or?
Oh,
How
yeah,
do
we have
you-
a lot of things actually in the works.
Okay.
It just takes a lot of time, and I'm sure Dan Pillow can attest
Right.
to that.
Absolutely.
So, and another thing, with the lot I bought, it's only 40 foot wide. And I know Daryl's got the house next to it. And he said you can't do nothing on really a 40 foot wide lot. You know,
That is, okay,
I mean,
But I
it's kind
remember some
of, it's kind of a
ordinances,
skinny
yeah.
lot,
it is.
you know.
Yeah, we made some exceptions for that, didn't we? Because of some of those lots.
But I mean, you can't.
We did make some
That's
exceptions
where
because
they,
of what
that's where
happened
you
to that
have to
one
go
house.
to, like the zoning board and
Zoning
people
board and
like
stuff
that,
like that, right.
to petition them to do something, you know, with it according to their guidelines and their rules.
Like if you were gonna
Yeah.
build something on it. So,
It's possible.
it is.
Yeah, we will.
You
work
won't
with
be able
you.
to build a big
Well,
there, but.
there's 3 lots. I lost a bid on one of them, but there's 2 other lots there. But I got different plans going on I want to do. So,
Okay. Is that all?
that's it.
You sure?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
You're
If
welcome.
you need to go ahead.
Yep.
All right, so now we'll go to, let's get back on track here. No, we stopped at me.
Oh, you,
I gave up my, well, I didn't give up my time, I just.
Went to that
slipped
first.
it in. Okay, so,
Seems like a long time ago.
yeah, I know, but when we have an audience, I don't want to make them wait through everything, I'd like to hear from them. So what's going on? So first, I guess I want to bring up to you guys, this week I'd like to send out a mailer with some of the topics being the cleanup that's coming up and whatever other topics that council would like me to throw on there of upcomings. And also, we do have a possible pop-up of it's not really a pop-up tent, but it's a van. The guy from Hamilton County contacted me, wanted to know if that's okay with council, if they did happen to put a van in our parking lot for vaccine sign-ups. It wouldn't be there all the time, but, you know, you would have an opportunity to sign up and be able to visit the clinic right here in Addyston. They wanted to make it accessible. And on top of that, they were also working with, Enios has also possibly, this is not in stone yet, but they're willing to use their clinic as well because it's really large and open it up to the public as well. So they might even switch over to there, but I just wanted to run that by you. Nothing's in stone, but if council's okay with if they put a van out here or if they use Enios as a community vaccination point.
For the COVID,
For the COVID vaccinations, yeah.
I like to make the motion that we allow them to, whether it's here or
Or
Enios,
there,
whatever,
whichever.
to allow them to do it whenever, said dates, just. And are they gonna advertise or anything for it, do you know, or?
Yeah, yeah,
It's not
absolutely.
something we would,
And that's something we can advertise ourselves as well. Like, they'll give us the information and we can pass along that information. And they'll also have it, I guess, on their website.
yeah.
But it's not there yet because it's not
Yeah,
set in
it's
stone.
not ready yet, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Pam to allow for the clinics, second by Dan Dalton. Is there any further discussions on that one? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford. Yay. Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Okay, also with that, and that's part of the mailer, hopefully I get this, because he was gonna try to get that information to me tomorrow, so I was wondering if it's okay if I put together, some sort of mailers and get out there to people about our cleanup and other happenings going on.
Make a motion to be able to do a mailer.
Motion,
Second.
okay. There we go. Motion by Steve to send out the mailer, second by Dan Pillow. Is there any discussion? And I really want your input, council, so if there's topics you think, please email me, any kind of topics. No further discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Okay, sorry about that. We have a pretty big gap since our last meeting, but, also in the, email you should have got from the chief that Officer Stacy Turk's resignation letter. Council, what's your pleasure with that?
Move we accept her resignation.
Second.
Move to accept that by Dan Dalton, second by Pam Jackson. Is there any discussions on that one?
How long was she here?
She was the,
She was an auxiliary.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
It
So
was
she
fairly
wasn't
new,
being
right?
paid or anything like that.
She was supposed to be doing grants.
That's what I thought. She
Yeah,
was
that
the
didn't
one with
work
the
out
grant.
too well. I don't know, she had others happenings,
Other avenues.
right? All right. Is there any further discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
My maintenance guy on there yet? No, I don't see him.
You want me to go call him?
Yeah, call him and ask him what he's doing. He's supposed to be signing in. Anyway, so, the other thing I wanted to bring up that's just, our men's urinal. I'm tired of cleaning up the floods, because I've cleaned them up myself even. It's not fun. I would like, if council wouldn't mind, this also correlates with the faucets because of this being, I mean, RJ is pretty decent, but this is industrial type plumbing.
Yeah.
So if we could have a plumber maybe come in and fix this men's urinal so that I'm not cleaning up floods, that'd be fantastic. And also maybe possibly if you guys wouldn't mind if the plumber also did the faucets once we get those packs. I don't know if things got ordered, but
No, I
Is the
didn't.
urinal a touchless one, or does it have a handle on
it's
it?
got a handle.
Can we replace it with a touchless one with the COVID money?
Possibly,
And
but
pay the
plumber.
plumber out of that money to put all that touchless stuff in?
We'll have to see what our problem is.
I wonder how many times it'll flush though on a stand-up urinal just by somebody walking by.
They're not quite that sensitive, but the ones that really are, the stall
We
ones.
wouldn't know.
I wouldn't
That's
know.
why I
This
said.
is the first floor one, right?
But no, I mean, that's, I just, you
I
know,
have
so that we can get that
experience,
done.
I've seen the
Mayor,
community
how
ones
about we
before.
talk and have a plumber come in and fix whatever the hell they're wrong with?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're saying, just use him to do that and, because if he's installing stuff that's from the COVID money, you should also be able to
Yeah, we'll
use
pay him out of the COVID money.
Well, while he's here, he might as well do the restrooms, two restrooms upstairs too.
That's
Might
what
as
I
well.
mean,
You're gonna
yes.
do it every.
Do it.
So if you're gonna do it, council, and obviously COVID's gonna pay for those upgrades, I would do it.
I make a motion that we hire a plumber to come in and fix all the plumbing problems.
Second.
Motion by Lisa Stafford, second by Dan Dalton.
Yeah, it's all due to COVID.
It is.
We'll have to say that,
Any further discussion?
honestly.
No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
I'm sorry, Mayor.
Yes.
I do have one point. While we're fixing the downstairs bathrooms, the floors are horrible. They've been there
can't do
for
that.
almost as long as the building's been here, and they're stained, and they're terrible looking.
Oh, I agree.
Oh, yeah, we can't do
I
it.
think if we're gonna
We can't
do
do that
this,
with COVID
let's
money,
do
though.
it correctly, get the floor straightened up, get the partitions in there, repainted, and make it a nice job.
Well, the problem we're gonna run into with that dam, when we use the code, we can use the COVID money for our plumbing and stuff because of the route that we're going, but when it comes to the floor or painting of anything else, we're gonna have to go a different avenue.
You're gonna have to look for village money.
Can we go ahead and get a quote for doing the floor?
Oh yeah, that's what I would love to do that. Honestly, I would love to get rid of those tiles and go with that like type of epoxy type floor that they use in basements and stuff. I mean, if I can get some, I don't mind having RJ get us some, what do you call it?
Quotes?
Quotes?
Quotes, yeah, thank you. Some quotes on maybe different types of floor, but, you know, if you guys are, I don't know what you guys think, but I think the epoxy type floor that you've seen in basements where it's nice and smooth, they put those flakes in it,
Yeah,
where no water seeps through at all.
I agree. Why not get some quotes?
Yep, so if you guys want me to, I can get some quotes on that. But we're in the middle of the motion for the plumbing part.
Mayor,
Yes,
Mayor,
yes.
Bill, but I checked with some on urine.
You what? It looked like, sound like you said stepped on somewhere.
What did he say?
What did he say?
In other words, what I'm saying to you is the epoxy may work in a garage. It may not work in a bathroom.
No, I get what you're saying because of the
Because
urine.
of the acid.
I don't know, I think.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Thanks for pointing it out, Bob. I didn't think about that, but they seem to not be able to make it into the urinal. Sorry.
Not me.
We're looking at you.
All right, we'll go ahead and call for the vote, at least get that plumbing done, and then we'll, I'll get back to you guys with the floors and such.
Dan Pillow,
Yeah,
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Oh, and also, this is not, this is just information right now. Hopefully I get this more better together for our next meeting, but I'm having a meeting with Sean from CTR Engineers this week to go over the various projects that we just kind of have in the works right now, you know, along with the Secretary, with the water and the streets, and then First Street where it's coming down. We got some more information back on that. I'd like to be able to present that to you at the next meeting, so I just want to give you a heads up.
We're coming down on First Street, you talking about water?
No, I'm talking about the street itself where it's actually
Where it's all
collapsing.
wavy and stuff out there by
Yeah.
Gary's?
It's
Yeah.
actually collapsing. It is actually collapsing. That is a fact that they told, it is collapsing. So that will be, probably
Shut
need to
it
be a
down and let the
priority.
county pay for it.
That's kind of where I was gonna go. They don't give us the money that we need. We're gonna shut that down and make them
It was
do something with it.
$6,000.
Okay, so. Okay, so I didn't get with Bob yet on any kind of orders or nothing because I just wanted to bring this up because I was told it was, I guess, in the budget now, but, instead of going outside and doing any, outside hiring, I actually would rather promote from within, and I would like to, promote Don McWhorter to the actual chief of police instead of being an interim police chief. It's been well over a year now, I guess.
You have to have a motion to bring the ordinance.
Right, that's what,
Mayor, it's your intention to bring him on at the same pay, benefits, everything that we had the previous chief at?
you know, when you told me it was in the budget or you had something in the budget, that's for you guys to work out.
No, I'm just asking what agreement was made. Like, you're right, it's in the budget, so it's not an issue. I'm just asking the question because I don't know what the discussion was.
Between Well, as far as, okay, who I want to appoint would be him, okay? So how you guys want to pay him, that's council's decision, not mine.
The other question that was going on, did we give an answer on, it says that he has to clear a physical, but it does not specifically say what that physical entails?
He did clear a physical, actually.
Okay,
This-
and that physical meets all the requirements, we have no issues.
Steve, there's a whole packet that will come from Ohio Police and Fire Pension Fund on full-time appointment of a chief. And it has all the guidelines in there.
That's good to hear. I know we all appreciate what's done, what Don's done. But I think just to be formal, we should have a review board or a police committee, just something to go through some formal look at what we need to do to move forward with that.
Police committee, what did I do?
Yeah. I have no issues with doing that.
Would that be police committee or would that be laws and contracts? Because it involves Clerk, right?
Actually, it probably would be both, but laws and contracts is probably gonna be closer to it than police committee. Sorry.
Thank you so much.
Hey. What's it
Well, I
look like?
mean, all I
What's it look
want
like
to do
under
is
the
I want
bus?
the ordinance to appoint him. It is up to you guys.
Yeah, you're just recommending to hire who you want, correct?
Yeah. That's good. I so move.
To have
I'll
an
second.
ordinance drawn up, to appoint him?
I do.
I
Yeah,
second.
exactly. Thank you.
Whoa, time out. I'm
Wait,
confused.
we want-
Well,
What,
we can discuss it.
what are
There's a
we?
motion and second on the floor.
Okay.
He made a motion to draw up an ordinance
To accept
to
him as chief.
accept
That's
Don
not
as
the
chief.
pay and stuff.
No, that's not
Yeah,
working
but-
out the details, that's just an ordinance saying she can hire him as the chief.
No. It's an ordinance appointing him with the recommendation from the mayor to appoint him as full-time chief.
Yeah, but we have
And
to
then
have
you have to vote
specifics.
on it.
Yeah, but we have to have specifics of what, what he's doing. Does he have this? Does he get that? Is he hourly? Is he salaried? What?
That's pretty
You know.
much spelled out in the village handbook.
Yeah, or.
So that's
as
kind of
is.
why I'm putting it out there, because I'm not, it's like, it's been a while now.
Well, I don't want
And
everybody.
if I have this appointment there, then you have to come back with something.
Can I ask Don a question?
I don't care.
Don, do you understand what position is now, the pay, the duties, what it is? So you would accept it as it is now?
Yeah, the only thing I would ask is I would get to keep my 3 weeks of vacation because of my tenure here.
Okay, that you already have on the books, I don't know why you would lose that.
Well, because in the book it says 2 years. It says 1 through
Oh, for
7
this
is 2
yeah.
weeks, 8 through 15 is 3 weeks, 15 through 25 is 4 weeks, and then it goes on from there. That's based on what you have in the policy
Yeah.
book, based on the Ohio Revised Code.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one thing.
So
we
he would
definitely have
get
to
the
look
same
at.
vacation days, same sick days,
Well,
same
that's what-
personal days, and all that is what's spelled out in the book.
Okay.
But I'm tired of waiting, yes.
Mayor,
Yes.
Mayor, I will withdraw my motion with all of the information that needs to be put together, that my motion was to have the solicitor draw up an ordinance. But I guess no need for him to draw up an ordinance unless he has all the facts and stuff that we're gonna need to pass that ordinance. So, as we're in that state, I would withdraw my motion and move that this go through a review board of some sort, and then give that information to Bob on the ordinance. Just so we do it professionally.
No, do you remember how we hired Dorian?
We hired Dorian via,
I wrote it on a piece of paper and handed it to you.
right.
Well, let me ask council this. Okay, we currently have the police chief, okay, everything's spelled out for the position. Okay?
Yeah.
Does council have a desire to change what is actually written into this moment in time?
I was just hearing a lot of chatter, and I wasn't sure what all that chatter was, what it consisted of. But it sounds like to me, if it's council's desire, I'm just throwing it out there, that it'll look really good if we have a review regardless of what we did in the past.
No, I'm not disagreeing with the review board, but I feel like everybody's like, hey, salary. So I guess the question I have is, okay, we have a review board, that's great. I think that's a good thing. But in terms of the package that we're offering to hire the chief, currently we already have everything in the handbook. Does council have a desire to change that?
Desire to see that.
If you change it in handbook, then you gotta change it there, bring that back first with the ordinance.
Yeah. I know someone
Yeah,
said
because we
something.
would have to change the handbook, we would have to change the rate of pay that's already posted. I mean, all of this stuff is literally spelled out in our handbook and policy and procedure. So I guess I'm just asking, as we're debating over this, do we want to change that? Or are we okay with that and we want to move forward with filling the position?
It's kind of what I'm at, because if you're gonna change it, you need to have ordinances and everything.
Yeah, the only discussion that was ever said, and that was not just the chief's position, but any position, is therefore we're gonna continue paying them at the same rate that somebody just left. That was the only discussion I ever remember. Other than that, and, salary versus hourly.
Yeah, those were the two things.
That's the only two things I ever remember anybody talking about. You know, if that's not a concern
And now that we
anymore,
have
or
a
what.
surfeit of cars, Don was also asking about a take-home car too, so.
See, that's all additional stuff.
Yeah, it's stuff we need to, I think we need.
But it's- if we do it as is, I mean, that's up to council.
Yeah, either way, it's up to council.
We'd have to have a motion
Yeah,
to
to draw
have
it.
an ordinance drawn up with the appointment of him as chief based on the current 2020 Personnel Policy and Procedure Manual for the village.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it's
gonna,
spelled out.
it's still gonna affect him right now because of his vacation.
But his vacation has been, you gave it to him per year. There's nothing in that that says he carries it over.
Yeah. that's-
So if it's going by what's in the policy and procedure book, he can carry that for at least 2 years in the current year he's working in. But you've got it set up where all the other employees, 1 through 8 years, gets 2 weeks, and then on their 8th anniversary, they pick up 40 hours plus the rate increases
Yeah, that's the only thing I
to
can
make
see
it
that's
3
different
weeks per year then.
for him.
So is that set up by position or just how long you've been with the village, period?
No, that's set up according to the Ohio Revised Code, and that's what they've always used, Lisa, is that outline, because it governs also when an employee retires, it governs how much payout they get for accrued vacation and sick leave.
Right, but what I'm asking is, okay, he's been here so many years already, does that count into that, or does it start all over in a new position?
That's probably something you'd have to ask the solicitor about, that if council could
Make a
include that,
resolution, maybe.
since go back and do like an adjustment
Mhm.
for that, so it can be paid off of those number of years.
Right. How many years have you been here, Don?
I'm in my 17th year now.
Yeah.
But what you gotta be careful at, the fine here has always been, full-time employees get benefits, they
Right.
get vacation time. The lieutenant's position had that added on a couple years ago. Other than that, we've never had that for any part-time officer or part-time employee.
Right.
So it's, unless council wants to include the full 17 years when we hire him, you gotta be careful about how we look at that.
Yeah. I can only speak as a public employee
I
from
think it's
my time with another public entity.
Me too.
A letter was submitted saying that I had worked 8 years with the village of Addyston, and the county, Board of County Commissioners adjusted my accrual time, my rate,
and I was able to claim that. It didn't do anything for sick, it only did it for vacation. Maybe the solicitor could look into it.
Yeah, it worked the same with the
It's
state. I don't know.
it's section 9.44 of the Ohio Revised Code. Says prior service counted in computing vacation leave. To determine, under section B, to determine prior service for the purpose of computing the amount of vacation leave for a person initially employed on or after July 5th, 1987 by, number one, municipal corporation. Municipal corporation, the person should have only prior service within that municipal corporation counted. So, you would get all the years that he served as an officer with the village to count towards that.
Okay.
See, everything's,
And then by doing that, he would get three weeks because it's in that time frame.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, it's well beyond that time frame.
Okay.
Yes.
I've heard, we never had this discussion, but I've heard through the grapevine that there were concerns about having a salaried employee in the village. So like, what would be the issue of having the police chief as a salaried position? What would be the concerns there?
Well, in salary position, you're employing him for that position, not necessarily as starter and end time. The way it's set up now, the police chief's set to be in there at a specific time and to leave at a specific time. And I think the ordinance spells out what his duties are. And essentially, if you put him on salary, you kind of come and go as you want.
Well, is that, so like I'm on a teacher's salary. It specifies that during school days I have to be in at a certain time and I have to leave at a certain time. I have to work a total number of hours throughout the school year. Like it spells those details out. Could we not do that in the village mindset?
You could. I think where your starting point is look at the pay raise ordinance or the pay ordinance for the chief's position, which defines what his compensation is, what his benefits are. Then you go to the policy and procedure manual, see if there's anything that supplements that, and that's what the compensation package is. And if you want to vary that, you're going to have to vary it by ordinance. But I think one of the issues is, realistically, speaking as a salaried employee, you don't want to be working 16 hours a day, figure you're making $20-some an hour and all of a sudden it's down to $12.50.
No, I understand that one as a teacher, trust me.
Right.
Yeah, my
I mean, you're
husband
doing
understands that
homework at
too.
night, working during the day, making lesson plan. It's the same thing with the chief. He's gonna be in there for mayor's court, and essentially, he's gonna be working more than 40. He always has.
But with mayor's court, he is paid time and a half. It does specify that. However, when he comes to council meeting, there is no special pay in that.
Not
But
for a
it,
chief,
but
no.
it is.
It's part of the duty.
It is in the current ordinance we have, it does cover, the like, it does list it on the bottom of there, that for mayor's court, he gets time and a half, and any other, it's just, if, he doesn't get any salary. I mean, any pay for those type of things.
Council, may I say again, we continue to ask questions about where we're going to go with this. I think that is what we need to do. The mayor has said, hey, I want to appoint Don. I don't think anybody has a sit down, or somebody should sit down, and review all the questions that you have, and then give that information, discuss it with the mayor, give the information to Bob, and get it done.
Mayor, don't we have a human resource committee?
Yep, that'd be Pam.
But the Pam, Lisa, and him.
No, I'm PR.
Yeah.
HR is with laws and contracts.
Contract, just part of that.
Mhm.
So you're not
I'm
getting out.
public
of your way being,
relations,
"Ah."
she's human relations.
Well, you might as well just
No, I've got no issues with it at all. We do a police meeting.
iron it out and get it
Contracts.
done.
Laws and contracts just supersedes it because it makes more sense.
So if you guys would make, if you wanna make a meeting or whatever,
Talk to me.
this is what, laws and contracts? Or are you just gonna do laws and contracts?
What's that one for Thursday? What time?
Can I take a break for about 10 seconds?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Here's April's
I understand.
calendar. Yeah, we want to get it sooner.
Thursday, that guy may be zooming in.
Anybody else got a potty?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, that sounds like a winner.
What's that?
Take a 5 to 10 minute break.
Pam, I'm pretty much clear this week.
Ann, you have anything on your schedule for Thursday?
I don't think so.
That's the 8th, correct?
Because I was going to bring something.
This next Thursday?
This coming Thursday,
The 8th.
Oh, the 8th, there is a planning commission meeting
at the evening.
in the evening.
Yes, I do have something on my schedule.
That's what I was thinking.
But is
Well,
that,
during the
that's
day.
the evening?
That's
During the
evening,
day.
that's 6, so.
What about early in the day? And
Because that day I can do it anytime, but I was going to bring up the meeting, have a Zoom meeting on another matter on Thursday if you guys were available.
are we gonna Zoom or are we gonna?
This person's Zooming, he's far away.
Oh,
In Columbus.
Yeah. Well, just kinda, I guess,
I was thinking if
Make it
they're
around that
available,
time.
we could do it around the same time. Yeah, make it the same time frame.
Do him and then move on.
Yeah,
that's fine.
because we didn't set a time for him either. I wanted to make sure what Ann and your
yeah, that's what I
schedule
was
was.
thinking, see what
I'm
their
fine.
time is first.
So Ann, is that any time during the day better or what for you?
We're talking about the 8th, right?
Yes, this
Yeah.
Thursday.
I do not have anything during the day.
All right,
Okay,
so what time is good?
1 second.
I have
Steve.
6 o'clock for the planning commission.
Right.
Okay, Steve Dalton.
What?
What? When do the kids go back again?
Thursday?
The 8th.
Yeah.
I have to be out by
So we'll do it
by
early.
2:30.
All right.
But other than that, I'm cool.
Because I don't think the other guy will be that.
Okay, that's
You're
fine.
looking at maybe half hour with
Yeah.
that one.
That's fine.
So what time, you, 10, 11?
10's fine.
Ann, are you okay with 10?
How about 10:30?
Okay, I know you like to sleep in now.
Can't blame
Well,
her.
Get up and get motivated, I know it's rough.
Planning at 10:30 on the 8th.
Yes. I don't have kids that day, so I can do it early.
10:30 on Thursday, laws and contracts.
All right.
And that's a Zoom, right?
Well, one guy's a Zoom, he's gonna.
If you
Zoom.
make it a Zoom, can you send everybody the link?
Can you set
Can
it
you
up
do-
for
can you
us?
set it up?
Yeah, I can, okay. Mayor, set it up. All right. No,
I'm
it's not
sure
a
I might be
problem.
able to do it, but I've never had to.
No,
do
that's
it.
fine, just absolutely. Anybody
So
want me to
I'll
set them up,
remind you.
I'll do
So
it.
we'll do the whole thing Zoom or?
Well,
Yeah, that's
That would be-
fine. A lot of other ones I've been doing. This is so people that want to come. I want to be here for those people that want to actually be here at the meeting.
I figured that.
Yeah, Mayor said that.
I'm not as stupid as I am.
Okay, so I am so sorry, guys.
That's okay. This is all backwards with you. I need a break.
I know, one more and then actually we might do that. Also, the other thing I wanted to bring up is the Alex thing, which will go into Bob's stuff, but Alex Havlin is our magistrate and he had to leave for military. for 4 months, so I would like to appoint Brian Lurk, who's also another lawyer who is willing to step in for him while he is out on his military.
Same rate of pay, everything else is.
It'd be exactly the same.
Nope, it's changed.
What's
It-
changed?
Well, this ordinance says it's every 2 weeks, he gets a certain amount of money, and the one for Alex is, he's paid $600 a month. So
Why
the
would that
ordinance-
change?
Because it's the way it's stated in the body of the ordinance.
What?
The ordinances aren't identical. I mean, it might be the same amount of money, but it's just the way it's phrased.
You're right, Margaret, I deleted the one section out of there of $600 a month and made it $250 because Alex, when you figure out the entire year, there's like an additional couple court sections.
Yeah.
Is that why? So it should be the same for Alex then too, right?
Well, that will have to be amended.
For Alex it is, but
Oh.
for Brian York, no. Because Alex is spread over a year.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so that's why Brian's different.
Yeah,
Got it.
because he's only working a specific time.
Yeah, he's only in there just to cover him while he's out for military.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Has this, Brian, does he have any kind of experience like for what we do in mayor's court or whatever?
Yeah.
Not knowing.
He was a county prosecutor, he was a city prosecutor, and now he's in private practice up in Warren County. But he's known in the court system.
Then I move we suspend the rules, read the ordinance by title only 3 times and declare an emergency.
Second.
Very good.
Motion by Lisa, second by Dan Dalton. Is there any discussion?
And this would start this month.
Yes, because we had to get him in here
Yeah.
for Wednesday.
That's the purpose
So I
of
had
the
to work-
ordinance.
Yeah, I had to work fast on that one. No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
And
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton, Pam Jackson.
Yay.
first reading, an ordinance appointing Brian Lurk, magistrate of the Addyston Mayor's Court, and setting compensation. Second reading, an ordinance appointing Brian Lurk, magistrate of the Addyston Mayor's Court, and setting compensation. Third reading, an ordinance appointing Brian Lurk, magistrate of the Addyston Mayor's Court, and setting compensation.
I'll make a motion to accept as read.
I'll second.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Lisa Stafford. And we'll vote.
Dan Pillow, Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
This one will be number 9.
All right. I think I've made it through my list. Okay, that's all I have for now. We'll move to Bob. Did you have anything?
The only thing I have to report is, I will say one thing, I am going through the policy and procedure handbook, and it is, it's wearing, to say the least, but I am making progress, and I should have it done by the end of this week.
On the policy and procedure handbook,
Please.
Please.
No, that likes it.
Police,
Okay.
police,
You're talking about Lexipol?
Yep.
Lexipol.
So basically, that's something that you'll bring back maybe to next meeting between you and
I should have it over to you. I started scanning it And I just color scan what I've done so far.
Okay,
I was gonna send over what I've got to everybody and
okay, yeah, that sounds good. And then that way he can make the changes as long as, like, say, council approves those changes, and then we can get those changes done, right? Is that what you,
Right.
okay.
that's what I'm trying to do.
Thank you, Bob, appreciate that.
There's a lot there.
Yep, there is. It's
No kidding.
a police manual. Is that all you had, Bob?
Yes.
Thank you, Bob, appreciate it.
Okay.
We'll go to committees now. Dan Pillow, with you first.
Thank you, Mayor. As brief as possible, the mayor mentioned about getting out a newsletter, or something to the community. The mayor and I met with Joy Pearson. One of the things we want to make sure to get in that is that there's money available, especially for people who are in arrears on water bills. things
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
that's something I did plan on putting on there. Thank you, yeah.
Right, yeah. And there is also, can be some money for water infrastructure, which we definitely need. And you all know and receive that fact that we have only $183,000 coming in the next money, as I mentioned before, and ask for a meeting, because it can be extensive to sit down and talk about this. But you have to spend what you have before you get the new money. We cannot afford to, that's why I thought it was so expedient. We cannot afford to not get our heads together, our minds together, spend every dime we got. I mean, it's free money that's going to help our village, and we really need to sit down and think about how we're going to do that. Joy Pearson is right there. She's going to help us walk through this, and that I just want to impress upon council that we have to move, and we have to move as a body. We have to come together and spend some time to make sure we get every dime of that money. Secondly, the mayor is working again. What's our company's name? CT, Mayor, the engineering firm.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, it's CT Consultants.
DT Consultant. I want to make sure that they are working on the grant, this competitive grant from SORTA. Just want to make sure that they're on the ball.
Yes, they are.
We get that money, Dining Lane, and possibly all the way to Stone King, and get some input. Mayor, I just want to make sure, one of the things that we might want to put in, and is eligible, as I read through that stuff, is widening Main Street, especially in the area of the Shamrock, where people are making ruts in our grass so that they don't get their mirrors taken off in that particular area. We own the property across the street, and if we can make that wider for that bus to pass through, that might be something that we're looking for incorporating in our application for those monies. So,
Yeah, that's absolutely something we talked about as well.
yeah, so I just want to, help anywhere I can, make sure that we're trying to get these things moving forward. Also, just want to take a quick minute to thank Margret. We've been working together pretty good on getting these expenditures out, so that money is expended by June. We sent out a lot of purchases. I'll bring council up as to what we're doing on the form that we're using. But that's pretty much what I have. It has some complaints about bricks and debris on Second Hand. Second Hand's a mess, we all know that. But people were complaining up there that even though the street's bad, it does need to be looked at periodically and cleaned periodically. I don't know what the schedule is for that. I just thought I'd make sure that complaint was there. Council, thank you very much. I'm done.
Thanks, Dan, appreciate it. Trying to think who's, okay, Lisa's actually. Lisa, we'll go to you.
Nothing at this time, yeah.
All right, thanks, Lisa. Dan?
Can I
Nothing at
ask
this time.
a question, Lisa?
Sure.
Where are we?
Go
with
back
the-
to Lisa.
Where are we at with the, the
Website.
website? I got it written down, I can't
I
check.
put Steve in charge of that one.
So here's what's happened. I was in communication with our web designer, Matt. I told him what we were looking for. I shared with him what we had gotten developed so far. And then he had said he would look at it, and I haven't heard anything back yet. I will reach out to him tonight and see if I can get him back on the hook. He was kind of like eager and excited about the potential of doing some additional research or redesign pieces for us, but then again kind of fell off the grid a little bit. So I will reach out with him.
Is that a COVID project?
Yeah, it should be.
Well,
That's
it
all I'm
can be,
looking.
that's one of the things that was on the list that could be used the same way with the communication digital signage.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's part of communication, I guess.
Mhm.
Is anybody looking into the digital sign?
Margaret sent us something about
I
that.
did send something out, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll get around to that in another committee.
Let me say this on this money. I have been talking, as I sent out the email last week, with Michelle Bales from Hamilton County, who is over the COVID stuff. They are working on an amended extension for us from January 1st through the end of May, because the money that we got is the old money. Before we can get new money, I have to show the actual documentation, the canceled checks, like if I use the credit card for any purchases, before we can get money. And she thought she would have this to me Friday. It had to go to the county prosecutor to be looked at, and then he had to send it to Lisa Daria, who is over Lisa, or over Michelle, but I didn't get it by the time that I left today. So we may have, if we get it, we may have to call a Zoom meeting just to pass that legislation so I can get it to her, so I can get the receipts from 2021 paid.
Okay.
Is that okay? Is that okay? Yeah. That's where we're at.
So, one question I have real quick, Steve.
Yeah.
That website that you showed us, I remember you guys going through this website that you built.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that one? Can we just give that to our webmaster and tell him, hey, we want this up, or what?
I already did.
Okay.
Can we
So
see
I
it?
gave him full access. It's on our site. He wanted to look at it, and then that's where we kind of fell off. So I'm gonna email him, actually email him. So that's the website I gave him to look at and tweak. And we talked about basically having them fill out the additional pieces that we didn't have together yet.
Okay.
Steve, can I see it? Can you send it to me? I'm just curious. I mean,
Anything else on the website? Thing?
on the digital sign, Mayor had put the name of a company in everybody's box, and the one that I sent out,
There's another piece missing, I'm trying to find.
Dan, I can scan this again if I need to. It's Elm, or Lean City Incorporated.
The second piece.
So I can get that to you, but that, and then maybe, I know a lot of restaurants or something have like a scrolling sign, like in their lobbies or something. That might be a fit for out here.
Well, council likes, I will go to work. Steve, were you out volunteer?
I don't mind looking into it. I have previous experience with it. The question I had, as we talk about this COVID money, Mear, you told me something at some point in time, and I don't remember it exactly, but where other communities have used some of this funds to help out the local community.
Oh, yeah, they've used money to help out local businesses and charities.
But But they are so receiving,
instead of sending it back.
they are receiving monies from the BWC if they file reports. The money that we've got left is approximately, from the update I got today with the federal to the state to the county, is $16,000. And that's COVID money. And that was pretty much tied up with things that the council talked about doing. The other money that was in there was actually from Bureau of Workmen's Comp. So it's like two different jackpots in one fund.
Do you know how much was in that one, Margret?
Not right offhand, Dan, I don't. But it was a pretty healthy thing, but I know that there was talk about, we have to finish this ramp, some kind of ramp for this door. There was talk about the offices downstairs being redesigned or designed. The website and then the digital signs was a part of that money that we received. We have paid some salaries out of it for COVID related. I can go back through and try to put a better list together, but it probably won't be within the next day or so.
That's fine.
Does that help?
I think somebody's suggestion that we maybe zoom in and get all those numbers together and all the possibilities. I'll be happy to forward everything that I have as some of the things that can be done.
How about a special meeting to where we can just Zoom and do a powwow on just this? Because this is something that could take us a few hours all of in itself.
Yeah. And we really need to get on this hardcore. I thought a lot of these
Yeah,
had already
because
been.
I keep
Yeah.
getting emails telling me the village is not in compliance. But when I talk to Paul, the administrator of the funds, he's telling me not to worry about it, that I've completed the report. It's the last part that I need to do once we get the amended resolution from Hamilton County.
Yeah, but we should still
Oh, yeah.
keep treading
Yeah.
on.
But I think, there has to be a list compiled and approximate cost so it can be moved on.
So, okay, this week is kind of rough with the other stuff, meetings and things.
Yeah. I suggest we do it next Monday.
No,
Next Monday's the audit.
No, next Monday's the audit review.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So, got my-
You didn't know that. We said that together. Well, now I was looking, see, this week I've got, because we have to have 24 hours, so, and Thursday's pretty tight, obviously. What about Tuesday?
Tuesday the
I work on
13th.
Tuesdays.
When are you available?
Mondays and Wednesdays.
Mondays and Wednesdays? Okay, well, what about 14? Does anybody have anything? Is that a mayor's court night?
No, because we got Mayor's Court this
Next three
Wednesday.
court dates, 4/7, 4/21, and 5/5, no, it's not a court date.
So here's the other option, because I was gonna ask this when we got to my finance piece. What are we envisioning for that meeting on the audit? Like, what's our intended goal, purpose? Like, are we gonna have somebody from Hamilton County walk us through it again?
It wouldn't be from Hamilton County, it would be the state. Hamilton County has nothing to do with it.
Right, it's a state.
My point is, we have an audit report, we wanna have a special meeting to go over it, but like, for example, Lexipol, we ended up going through it page by page by page, and then decided that let's let Bob and Don come back with us, like, so I guess my question is, we're trying to squeeze another special council meeting for this month. Do we know what we're envisioning for that audit meeting? Like, what are we trying to get out of that?
Well, I guess at the audit meeting, we can really discuss what we want to get out of that audit by going through it and say, do we have
Exactly,
questions?
Mayor. That was the point that was made to begin with. We have 74 pages of stuff within that report. And we need to sit down as a council and say, how do we attack this? How do we look at this? There are several recommendations. How do we take care of all those recommendations? let's get the ball rolling, let's break it down, and figure out how we wanna chop this up so that we have a clear understanding in the end of what we had.
Right.
And
So we already, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. As I'll say 100 times, I don't know how much help I'll be going page by page. It's gonna come out to the bottom of those pages as to findings and how we resolve those findings and see what this whole 74 pages really means. Do we need to get somebody in, as was mentioned, to help us walk through this? Maybe we can do that on Monday, take a quick look, say, hey, this is overwhelming, we need somebody to help us walk through this.
So I guess my point is, if that's where we're going and we just want to sit down and look at it and go, we want somebody to help us, or no, we got it. You know, can we tag this onto that meeting? Because I don't know what we're planning on digging into with the audit. If we sit down, because like they already walked us through. Dan, you were on that. Several of us were on where Betsy walked us through, and it was that phone conference, and she said these were the key big issues that need to be addressed. Like she took the 74 pages and knocked it down to these are the big key things.
Well, I can throw her an email and invite her to the email so that way.
I'm just.
I don't think she won't come to that, I'm pretty sure. But I don't, but Lisa, I'm sorry, Mayor, I'm sorry. I shouldn't tell you not to do that, but, my conversations with her are, hey, look, here's what we found, the ball's in your court. You guys gotta do something, or should do something with it.
And like right now, all this discussion could be had at that meeting. Instead of this meeting.
We went over tonight. Yeah, I agree that that's a meeting, we can discuss it for that particular thing and draw some conclusions as a council as to how we want to address the problems.
Yeah.
Because we are fast approaching, or we're in the middle of another audit. So,
We are in the middle
anyway,
of an audit.
That's my thought.
So I guess what I'm asking is, instead of trying to throw another night on everybody with already packed things, and like I know I'm trying to get the finance committee together and all these other committees, we're gonna really just run out of dates.
Yeah, I definitely don't have a lot of dates in the next 2 weeks, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of Zoom meetings and such.
Can we take that special council meeting at 5:30 and spend the first part on the audit, figuring out where to go from there, and then we can address.
I have it down
the
6
rest
to
of the
8.
stuff, instead of trying to throw another meeting in there. 'Cause I have us starting at, I guess, 5:30 is what we started. So
I have it listed from 6 to 8 because I thought Lisa was working. You're not working that time?
I get off work in Lawrenceburg at 4:30, so I'm here by 5.
And that's why I think we made it 6, to give her
Yeah.
time to get home to get on
From
there.
6 to 8.
I can
So
come
it'll
straight
still be
here.
from 6 to 8, I mean, it's up to you guys, that's on, if you guys wanna combine that, that's,
on the other stuff and we move on.
I don't want to be contained to an hour if we can't get done what we need to do. And that we kicked this can down the road several times. And I just want to make sure we have enough time.
I gotta change this, I got the wrong time on here.
And then have the other meeting after that if we want, but,
The thing is, I don't think we're gonna come to a conclusion on the audit, we're gonna look at it, we're gonna have questions, we're gonna need research, we're gonna have answers to come back. So if it's the initial questions, you do the initial questions, we have everybody to go do their thing, and then we have another audit meeting next month to bring back results, and like, it's not a simple procedural thing. I mean, and also, like, for example, the finance committee, we know we've been needing to do quarterly audits. We're working on it, but now we're like, there are other things that have been addressed. It's just, we're meeting and not even knowing what we need to do in that meeting. It's another exploratory meeting.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know what, Steve, in some ways it has to be, because here's the thing. If you went through it with her, and you have no questions whatsoever, that's fine. But there may be other people that want to get together to discuss the different aspects of what she discussed in that meeting and just talk about it. Because not one meeting since the audit have we even mentioned it.
I understand that, but I also let's all read through the audit and come together with questions, or let's bring in Betsy, or ask Betsy to give us, here are the top 5 things you have to address out of that 74-page report. I feel like when we meet sometimes, we kind of circle our own tail, and then eventually we still don't get anything done. I don't mind meeting, but if we're gonna meet, then let's address something and get something done. Like, we've had this audit for over a year. Betsy went through it with us on a phone conference that not everybody even bothered to attend. You're right. Like, you wanna meet, and let's meet, but let's have a purpose. Like, let's all read through it at a time. Let's bring our own questions. Instead of, let's meet to talk about what we're not sure we're gonna talk about, what's in the thing.
How to address them.
Let me tell you this, Steve. I'm not as smart as you apparently, because I've read this thing several times. And I don't know what the end result will be to make Addyston a better place, to have better transparency and all the stuff that we've been dinged on. I'm just telling you, I'm looking to you, I'm looking to everybody around this council table to come and tell me, okay, Dan, here's what I read, here's what I think we need to do. Or say, Dan, I already understand all this, but there's a lot of people who want to know that we are trying to do something. And I don't necessarily feel like we're just meeting to be meeting. I've been in a lot of meetings that meant just to be met, and I've sitting in heard a lot of things go around this table that has brought us up to 9 o'clock already tonight. I'm just saying, we need to do something. We need to show people that we are, as a council, trying to make sense out of this and answer their questions. That's all I'm saying.
That we need to do something about it. But here's the thing, I think if the village was already able to fix whatever our issues are, we would have done it by now. Like, I want Betsy, I want somebody from the auditor to come in and say, here's what you need to do, here's how we recommend to fix it, because we've talked about it, we've looked at it, we've tried to make adjustments. And we won't know if we made any progress till this most recent audit, but I want them, because you're right, we've all looked at it, we all have questions, they're the ones that are digging us. So I want them to be able to come in and say,
That's not
Steve,
gonna happen.
Dan, everybody council, here's what you guys need to do.
That's what I was thinking April would.
But he doesn't like.
I can send out,
Mayor Mill?
Yes.
Mayor, sorry.
I know it's a tongue twister.
Before, but if you think somebody from the state will sit down with us again, I am happy to sit down with anybody. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, I could probably send out, actually April would probably jump on.
From the local government because
Yeah.
they didn't do the audit. You're not gonna get the people who did the audit to explain the audit.
Right. But April's pretty good about answering questions, because I just met with her actually last week to try to fix the mayor's account and things that's been going on there, which we have a long road ahead of us. But she's really good at explaining what we need to do and how it's done, so, I mean, she'd be, I could send her an email. I mean, more than likely, she probably would show up for it.
Or she would zoom in.
Or, yeah, because that one's gonna be a Zoom meeting, I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna be here. The reason I'm here today is because this is our regular meeting, I wanna make this available to the public.
Right.
So, that one will be a straight Zoom meeting, and I know she's not opposed to going to Zoom meetings as long as she's available.
Then set it, then report.
That date's already set.
What day is that?
The 14th. On that,
This
the
coming-
12th, it's
this
the
coming
12th,
Monday.
it's coming Monday. I've got 6 to 8 p.m.
See, I'll make sure I got it.
Okay. So, the question is, I guess what Steve's laying out here is, do you want to do that audit meeting plus?
I think if April's there, I think it should just be the audit meeting.
Yeah.
Because then we can get into things, get advice, have things explained.
Okay, so then the 14th, where Lisa's also available, can we do the COVID money spending on the 14th? And that'll be just a Zoom meeting as well.
I thought that was to do with, is that COVID?
No, the 12th is,
No, the audit's the 12th. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
the 14th would be, yes.
that would be the COVID stuff.
Right.
Yeah. How we're gonna
That's
spend
to
money.
review
That's to
what
go
we've
over.
got and then what's
So
left.
anything like they're wanting to do as far as that goes.
What time?
Council?
I'm fine with 5:36, it doesn't matter.
This is Zoom.
Yeah.
6 to 8 p.m. A 2-hour block?
The rest of council okay with that?
Yeah.
I
Fine.
got lost, I'm sorry.
What's this?
Something else was going through my head.
This was some COVID stuff.
Yeah.
This is for the,
Okay.
COVID money.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're looking at 5:30, right?
No, 6.
6.
6 because Lisa doesn't get off until 5:30.
No, I get off at 4:30. I can be here at 5:30 on a Zoom meeting, I don't care.
5:30, somebody tell me a time.
We're clear at 6. There we go. What time do we want?
I'm ready.
Whatever you say, doesn't matter.
6 is fine, 5:30 is fine.
Just keep it at 6?
Yeah, sounds great. 6 o'clock. Wait, here, let me get that right.
Monday is 4.
God, my arm is sore.
Monday's the other one.
That second COVID shot?
Oh yeah, that was your second one today?
Yeah, my arm. She told me if the first shot was 2 to 3 days, she said this will be 4 to 5 days.
Ice,
Sore.
ice, 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off.
One got his today, our pharmacy has the one shot.
Johnson and Johnson.
Yep.
That's what my granddaughter got Saturday. She went into work and she was home by 6. She couldn't cool down. She was just like she had a fever.
Huh.
She woke up about 3 and had to change her bedclothes and her jammers and that.
Is that
She
one of
was
the,
just-
that might be one of the side effects of it.
It's been a lot of the biggest
Wait
thing
a while, a
I've
lot of people
heard.
do it.
Okay, so we're gonna try to get through these committees, guys.
That's good. I've had to pee for an hour. Come
Did
on.
you have anything?
No.
Lisa, go ahead and go.
No, I said I did.
Okay, Angela, did you have anything?
I don't have anything.
Thanks, Miss Ann. Steve Dalton?
We're gonna try to speak to the finance committee meeting sometime. And then when that's figured out, I'll send that to council if they'd like to do it.
Great, appreciate that. Is that all you have, Steve?
That is it.
Thank you, Steve. Pam?
I'll try to hurry. We did have a laws and contracts meeting on the 18th, seems like a long time ago, just to discuss contracts, and we just looked over them. Ann wasn't able to make it, she had other appointment or something. But Dan and I, we looked over things, which we're continuing on. What we're trying to do is compose a list with the expiration dates and try to review them about 3 months ahead of time. So if there's anything we need to change or just leave it the same, then we can have a better handle on it and that all the council knows.
Contracts. Did you
Yeah,
say
contracts, yeah. And as of looking through them, we did the aggregation, we already talked about, and then it surfaced today on top of already discussing this at our laws and contracts meeting, to take a look at that. I guess it's time to renew it. So I'm trying to plan a Zoom meeting for that for this Thursday. This person is out of Columbus or something, but he said he can Zoom in and try to go over things with us. So that's why I was seeing if you were available, Ann, and any other council who wants to Zoom in, just to see what he has to say. If you have any questions.
Is that laws and contracts thing?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you need to point
Can we
that out.
tag it back?
Yeah,
in?
and
Yeah,
then-
that's that committee, right?
Right, laws and contracts. And the other thing is,
Pam,
I guess-
before you go forward,
Sure.
you did say this is for aggregations?
yes,
Okay,
what we've had over the years, Come to find out, I guess he must have followed up today with Margaret. It was funny that we already discussed this and it all surfaced kind of at the same time. It was funny. But anyhow, come to find out that this is just, what we have, the aggregation is just for the residents. It's got nothing to do with the village bill itself. So that our expenses, so that's something that we need to check into to find out why we're not covered in it. That we can opt into this program. Or, by our understanding, that aggregation searches everywhere and tries to get the best price for everybody. So I've got a question, why do we have all these people surfacing our community if we're getting the best price for the residents? Why are we allowing them to come in, soliciting, yeah, our residents and confusing and getting to sign up, and then they start, we don't know if the complaint's from this company or somebody else they've signed up with. So that's a few questions that I have for this.
Because of them also lying about saying.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of misinformation out there, I think, so.
We keep getting those phone calls
Aren't
saying
those
that,
people soliciting supposed to have some kind of a permit to do
Yeah,
so?
so it's good for 1 year. They're supposed to come in, pay $100. They have to give me a photo
I
ID.
haven't seen one
They have
yet.
to give me a copy of their driver's license, and it has to have something to do with stationery or the name of the company on what they give us. But recently, with the COVID stuff going on, I've had a half dozen women, older women, call me saying, I wish they wouldn't do that. I don't want to open my door or peek out and find out that's what they're here for.
That ain't the phone calls. The phone calls, harassing phone calls too. So
Okay.
I don't know. We just need to find out.
I'm gonna start pulling out my village ID when people come to my door and ask them for their permit.
They should have it, and I also, when they're
And
doing
if they
that,
don't, then,
Call them.
when they do
Yeah,
that, I
that's
give a
it.
copy of that to the police department
Okay.
to have in the cars.
That
So-
way
and
they know
they're
who's
told to
supposed
carry that with them at all times.
okay,
And if it's 6 people from the company, all 6 of them get a copy of
well,
it.
Lisa,
and, you know,
But
next person that knocks on my door, they're gonna get,
On this aggregation, when I was talking to this Jordan Hannerman from Columbus, he was saying that we as a village, we're not a part of it because we're not a member of the central government department that, like Laughlin and other Silverton, all these other companies are,
Your
communities
computer
are.
died.
So we would have to look at that and probably pass legislation
Black screen.
if the village wants to be a part of it to reap anything back for
plugged
the
in?
municipality.
Yeah, I plugged in. Sorry, hold on a minute, Margaret, nobody's hearing of that.
But that's,
Oh, yeah, you don't have
we
to.
can
You can
discuss that.
You can let them know that the village isn't a part of it, municipal isn't a part of it. It's just for residents.
Right.
And I'll forward that
I did-
spreadsheet and everything to
I didn't
everybody
realize that
because
flood came out.
it's not a whole lot, it's
When I
only like
turned it,
$9,000. Like it
it's $800.
shows how many
That's
customers
a minute.
are signed up, and
It's
every
good
year it
data.
drops, then it went back up and it dropped, and it shows, what I know, I've had people stop me on the street and say, it's $500 more on my bill. And people are dropping out of it, so they don't have that on there.
Yeah, because if you look at that, you'll see where it fluctuates on the, this month it might be this many customers, this money, I don't.
you see, I
That's kinda
didn't,
weird.
I didn't
That's because
understand
people are
any
flying
of
in and
that.
out because
everybody
nobody knows
still
what the
there?
heck's going on.
I didn't understand any part of it, and that,
Are y'all still there?
and honestly,
Yes,
I am so sorry, this computer, I didn't realize the plug came out and it just dropped and died. So we're back on. I
Then
apologize.
I will email everybody the spreadsheet and the proposed resolution that
is
this,
that what this is?
yes, that's
You can send it
it.
out.
It says
Okay.
AGE, that's the information I received from this Jordan. And he said that he wanted it back this week, and I told him I didn't think it was possible. And then he extended it to like, what, May, something, but it has to, his part of it has to be in August.
Okay, but is this, so this is like wanting all the residents to go with this?
Well,
already are, currently.
they're
We already
with them
are.
because of legislation the council passed, okay?
But you
And
can
the
opt
people
out.
voted for it, actually. It went to vote.
Yeah, it went to
No.
vote. Yeah, it did. I
Did
found
It
it.
did.
Did it get it? But, okay, so,
I ran across
but
that.
people can opt out, they can call Duke and say, I don't want a part of it anymore. But that spreadsheet shows you And that money that's listed down there at the bottom, that's the savings that the residents has. That hasn't come to us.
So that's why Thursday, these are some questions we can ask
Yeah.
this person, to cut the short.
You know, I won't be able to.
Look at the readout,
Yeah,
the residents have saved 9,000 plus dollars.
right,
Those
Okay.
people were in the aggregation.
yeah.
And it's good to get a chance.
My husband doesn't believe that, so he thinks Duke's the only thing. to
Yeah,
do, so
that might be
that's
something
what we
good, once we talk to him, to put in the newsletter to pass on to, so they can have that information too. So it's not,
Just not do that. Yeah, so I'll start compiling it and then I'll wait
yeah,
till I get, because I haven't got the information about the COVID things
yeah.
yet, so I'm kind of waiting on that too.
All right. And the other thing that we discussed was the, our EMS and fire contract. That's something that we probably should meet with the township, just to see where we're at, what they're doing. Just because it's been a while since we even visited it, because when we made that up, I guess we didn't even think about our poor firehouse over there not having any money from this revenue to even do, to keep the upkeep, even though it's not a
It's
firehouse.
all supposed to be for the protection
Yeah.
and service of fire.
So all that, the total amount goes to the township, so maybe we can talk with them and say, hey, we've got this, we want to preserve it.
Get the money back for the garage doors?
Yeah, something.
Okay.
Something to keep it
Well,
going.
that was taken out of the general fund and the water fund, but, I mean, we're paying for the utilities out of the general fund now, the water out of there, because we don't have money budgeted, because it's all earmarked per that vote of the residents for fire and EMSers. I'm kind of curious, I want to see what the township is pulling from the individual residents, if there's a list or a spreadsheet that shows the third-party billing, that they're getting revenue back, because the way this was originally set up, it was to be the difference from the call, the charge, and what the patient's
Yeah.
insurance paid, and I've never seen that.
Yeah, now they get it all. I remember that too.
Oh, yeah, you used to get that sheet.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
just so we know.
We never got a sheet from them saying what the monies was that they collected.
We get
I've
a
seen
call.
one, it's been a long time.
There was calls listed on our.
Yeah, you get calls that the county dispatch
Yeah,
shows,
that's it.
how many EMS calls and fire calls, but I've never seen a breakdown of, like, they responded to my house, my insurance paid $500, the village of Addyston paid $2,500.
Yeah.
I mean, there ought to be a way that we can see the bottom line
Yeah.
as to how it works.
That's what I say too. And how much are we actually spending? How much is, that money is actually spent on the services they're providing? Not that we're going to go somewhere else or anything like that, but just so we know where we're at. In fairness, it's the taxpayers' money. So,
Right, no, I
Especially
agree.
if they're digging us for that much.
but that's it from as far as laws and contracts. But we'll continue on, as soon as things settle down, make more meetings for laws and contracts after we get a few things off the plate.
Yeah, it's a lot. Is that all you got?
That's it.
Thanks, Pam. So we'll go to our chief of police. How you doing? Are you ready?
Please don't forget.
You want me to do RJ's while I'm here too? Because I got an idea of what he needs.
No. No, don't, we'll just have to get that on next.
They'll have to report next time.
Let's see here, this is for the month of March. We took 9 NIBRS reports, we took 8 cars, recovered 2 more handguns, made 3 felony drug arrests. For citations total for the month, we wrote 107 traffic tickets, 1 parking ticket, and 2 criminal citations for marijuana possession. That was for the month of March.
Why are you looking at me? It wasn't mine.
Huh?
Why are you looking at me? It wasn't mine.
Just so you guys know kind of what with these felony arrests that the officers are making, these are DEA level busts that they're making. These are like what Dart that you see sitting, or not Dart, Rena that you see sitting out on 275 sit out there and wait months for. We are starting to get these on a pretty consistent basis. We've got a lot of
That's pretty,
drugs
like,
moving through here on US 50.
Not a good thing?
Wow.
It's not inside, most of it is, we're catching it as they're passing through the village, going somewhere else, they're not making stops here. So, they know Renew is running hot on 275, so we are the corridor now.
Also, they're rerouting themselves.
Yes, yeah. They'll send a dummy car ahead of them and see who's out. You know, kind of like
Oh,
the
that's
Smokey and the Bandit
interesting.
movies, they'll send somebody, hey, there's the cops, we're gonna go this way. If you guys have noticed, the second of the 3 Panda Bears has arrived. We've got our second car from Springdale, or not Springdale, Springboro. It was a little rougher than the Tahoe, so it needs a little bit of work to get it on the road. But considering the car is free and the fact of how many miles of longevity it still has left in it, and the miles that will reduce on the current fleet, it will be worth every penny we put into it. Speaking of that, I will need to get a docking station for it like I did for the Tahoe. The docking station with the install could be done for under $1,000, and that can come out of the, we should have enough money in the community policing initiative fund to cover this. It needs graphics, which are $400, which again, I could take out of that fund. The siren box needs to be replaced. We have the box, we just need to have it installed. And it has a short and a power board, which we showed the mayor, assuming she could fix it, but she couldn't.
Well, I might be able to. I can take it
They
on.
try. She may be able, between her and Mark, they may be able to fix it, but that part is $200. That's what we were told, it was $200, and again, that can come out of the community policing fund. If it's more money than that, I've got an extra light bar in storage that we can put on the car to try to save some money. That's why I held on to those bars. But I just need the permission to get those things done as they come along, so I can get that car on the road as well. And again, that we should have enough in the community policing initiative, if I'm not mistaken, Margaret, to cover this.
No, I used that for my last trip. You should
At least she was honest about it.
The Ohio River.
Well, I'd like to make the motion to allow Don to, whenever you upgrade on the car, what we're talking, like 100, 1,000, 1,400, 1,500, something like
Yeah,
that?
and like I said, some of this, I may be able to get like the siren box installed for free. Some people that I know do this kind of stuff, so they may be able to help me out. I'll just have to take it to their house.
And Monday I went and transferred the title. I could have picked it up today, but I was extremely busy, so I will pick it up tomorrow and,
As long as you have it, that's all I'm concerned with.
Insurance has added it to our
I'll
policy.
second Pam's
So is
motion.
15 enough? Or
Yeah, 15
enough?
should be enough. If it's not, I'll let you know, or if there's something majorly wrong, I'll have to start learning how to wire stuff myself.
All right, 15.
Boy.
I second it.
Motion by Pam, second by Lisa. Is there any further discussions or questions?
This is on the 215.
This will be on what will be known as 1501.
And out of the initiative
I got all that down. But I just wanted to make sure I referenced what car,
Yeah, this will be car 1501.
that the make of the car is
It's a,
Ford, right?
yes, 2015 Ford Sport, or a Ford Explorer
Okay.
Pursuit Utility.
Can we stop bringing
All right, we'll
words
vote.
into this?
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
The last thing I have, this was brought to me within the past week and a half. I've been asked to announce to you guys that the Addyston Police Association has been formed. It is a group of residents and business owners. They are a 501c3 organization. They are certified with the state of Ohio. They do have an EIN number. What the organization consists of is 2 business owners in the Three Rivers Valley, 2 Addyston residents, and 2 Addyston police officers. The objective of the APA is to organize events to highlight not only the Addyston Police Department and its officers, but to engage the community as a whole in the department and further bridge the gap between the Addyston Police Department and the residents of the village. They'll coordinate with council and its committees on events, such as putting on yearly festivals, food drives, giveaways. The APA will hold its first official meeting this coming Saturday at the Beer Market at 423 Rivers Parkway at 1 p.m. At that point in time, they'll be electing a president and a treasurer. At the next council meeting, the president of the APA and most likely the treasurer will be planning on attending the council meeting.
What time did you say?
Will be this coming Saturday at 1 p.m.
Can anybody go to that meeting?
Sure can.
Cool. I don't go to work till 2.
There you go. Lots of homework.
Don, you say they're gonna be doing stuff. Is that gonna be a part of the police initiative money, or is that going
No,
to?
the APA they have their own 501c3, they will have their own bank account, they will not need to have any village funding. They will, in their events that they do, they will seek permission through the village council to do those things, and they will pay for them out of their own accounts.
Okay.
I guess maybe we should swap. Can they just use our name without any okay by us or anything, because they are using the Addyston name for this, correct? Is that what you said?
It's the Addyston Police Association, yes.
Okay. Is that possible, Don? I mean, Don. Bob, I'll get it out. I'm sure there's something we need to.
I'm gonna have to check on the use of Addyston Police. I'll check on that.
Yeah, because I don't. I mean, 'cause
No, I know Chevy, it has a
So does Delhi.
association, and so does Delhi, so I don't know if they
We've
would
done
know.
that.
we just might need some legislation or something, maybe. I don't know.
So I have a question for you.
Mhm.
When all this started with the monies and you were selling calendars and stuff like that, I was concerned and I checked with the local government and they said that this is the type of organization who should be raising all the money
That's
and
what-
then making donations to you that comes through the treasurer and me. You guys shouldn't be doing
That is,
or haven't done
that-
what you did.
that is what their
So
plan is.
that way, there's no kickback on this council.
No,
Right.
nothing will come back on
Because we'll
council,
probably
nothing will
get
come.
written up the
Yeah.
next audit.
Yeah, nothing will come back on
Should
council,
correct it.
nothing will come back on your office. Everything will be done through them, fundraising, all of that. The other thing that will be done, and I made this perfectly clear with them, any events that our officers attend, if they're doing fundraising or anything like that, they will not be in an Addyston Police uniform. They will be in a Addyston Police Association polo. They may have their badge displayed if they're carrying a weapon, but it will not be, and it will be noted as an Addyston Police Association event in conjunction with the Village of Addyston. And the
So
Addyston
will
Police Department.
council get monthly updates?
Yes, they will come in here and talk to you guys whenever you want them here. And just like it has been discussed, anything that is done is gonna, they wanna continue doing things like the yearly festival, the food drives. But they will come in and they will sit down with the planning and events committee, they will sit down with council at large and let them know what their plans are, take input, and then sit down, if you all wish to do that, they will sit down together with you and hash it out and get it all worked out. That way it relieves any of that liability of the fundraising and all of that off of the village. They don't have to keep track of books, they don't have to keep track of any of that. They have their own bank account, they have their own IRS number, they have their own tax exemption number.
I like it.
Sounds better than us.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank
But
you.
that's all I've got. Thank you.
Don?
Yes.
It's not just Dan Pillow.
Yeah.
I just want to thank the department for the good press that they had with Darnell's endeavor to read to the kids. I thought that was very, very nice, very nice thing that we got that kind of press. A little bit adverse to the press that they still trying to give us about the speed trap in the latest article. And before we get to that, I've sent that article to you guys. It was the most disjointed article that I've ever seen.
It was awful.
A professional. It was terrible, terribly written. There was a lot of facts and innuendos in the article, but just as a reporter and somebody who writes an article, I thought the guy did a poor job.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
I did forget one thing. Sorry, Dan, I didn't mean to interrupt. I did forget one thing.
Back to you now.
The National Literacy Foundation reached out to us when they saw Darnell doing the weekly reading.
Yeah.
They donated a huge bag of books to us.
Oh,
For him to read.
all right.
We've also had 3 other residents. We actually had a guy that we had come through court, came to court with a bag of books for us, brand new books.
Nice.
The reason I'm bringing this up is the National Literacy Foundation and the National Reading Foundation, they have a thing that they call a free learning library or free libraries.
Right.
They used to have one, I believe, in front of your sister's house.
It's still there.
They would like to place another one in front of the police department, right in front of the municipal building. It looks like a small schoolhouse. They will stock it with books. We do not have to do anything with it. They will take care of it, stock it with books. And the books are free for any kids in the community to take, and they do not have to bring them back.
Yeah, and they can exchange them
That's-
out.
Yeah, and I'd like to ask permission to allow them to do that and tell them they can go ahead and put one in, because they've been very anxious about getting one down here. They are ecstatic with what he is doing, and actually so is Rainbow Daycare Center, because that's where we were getting our books from. So we may even look at expanding that, maybe sending an officer down there once a week to do story time with the kids at Rainbow.
Does that need an ordinance? Or can we just do that on a motion?
Nope, he needs supporting evidence for when the auditors come in and they're gonna ask if they're doing this and being paid for it out of funds for their hourly wages.
Which they are.
You talking
They
about
are.
the books or what?
Yeah, when, like raffle tickets and that, there was an issue that was brought to me that somebody was telling them when they was in uniform and that, and I told them they couldn't do that because we can get in trouble or could have at that time. But if they're doing stuff like this on their regular shift and that, there should be something supporting it so it doesn't come back and bite them and bite us, that the auditors would go out after them for recovery of wages.
I don't know how story time could be
Well,
affected wages in office. He's on duty, he's
I'm
available
just
for
saying
calls.
that, you need something to back it up. And that's what
He's
Margret
doing it during
has
his
learned
lunch
the
period.
last 3 years.
We don't get on.
I've been dumped on and I'm
Well, they
talking
are.
about.
I was just saying, I know the state got around because they used the lunch period, but I
Yeah,
know
we
you
don't
guys
have
are
one.
straight.
I mean, that's what we need, that's fine. I don't know if, I might want to ask Bob, do we have to have one to let an officer go down to the daycare center and read books in their uniform if they're not on the clock?
If they're not on the clock, but what I'm saying is, they can't do it while they're on the clock.
She's talking about Darnell reading in the cruiser,
Okay.
like he does.
They may be
I'm assuming that's what she's referring to.
on the clock if they're not gonna be reading something for 2 hours. These stories.
It's like
don't
factual,
matter.
real
Just-
short.
They're short stories and if he gets a call, he can literally throw the book down and go.
Okay, I'll just put it in the minutes that I brought it up, and if I get written up, or the village gets written up, it's there.
I mean, if need be until it's done, and I'm sure Darnell won't have a problem doing it. He'll clock out for 10 minutes to do story time.
You know what, you don't have to clock out. I mean, this is like stopping and talking to a business owner on the street. If you stop and talk to the business owner, is the officer available for a radio run or anything like that?
Yes, he is.
If Darnell's down there says, I gotta read Dr. Seuss to the end of the book before I make a run, then we've got a problem.
Yeah, Bobby actually reads the book from the cruiser.
Well, that's probably even better, just not be driving while he's doing it.
No, he doesn't do that, thank God.
Hey, Don, how often does he do this?
Every Wednesday.
Wednesday, 6 p.m.
You mean you don't watch?
Allow our officers to read
I watch.
to read Wednesdays at the Rainbow Daycare.
Or what?
We haven't approached him with that yet, it's something we've been considering doing.
Yeah, that's not in work.
It's not a for sure thing. And probably until COVID dies down, they're not gonna be real keen on it. Cause they won't even let us in to get the books. They meet us at the door and pretty much throw the books at us. That's what we enjoy. But, it's something we would like to start doing. It's, something we, down the line with, council's permission, maybe we could even look at going and doing it over at the kindergarten classes at Three Rivers School. Just outreach and getting these kids where they'll walk up to us so they're not running from us. We're doing a really good job.
So initially where we started here was this little so-called house.
The book, yeah,
Okay, so what is
I would like to make a
that about?
motion, bid.
That's what I was trying to get at. Do we need a motion to have them, the literacy council, let the literacy council put their little thing there?
Yeah.
No,
We need a
we're taking
motion or
care
an
of it, we just
ordinance.
need a motion.
Yeah, but.
Okay,
We don't
then
need an ordinance.
Yes,
Then
I
I-
probably do, but still.
I make a motion that we allow the literacy council to put the book, learning. Learning.
by Steve.
I'll withdraw my motion.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
I didn't hear.
I
that.
didn't know that, because that's what I was asking questions about. No, go on with your motion,
His
Steve.
motion was different.
What was it?
This has to do with reading
They're
and
not
cruiser.
been provided yet.
His was to allow the officer every Wednesday at 6 PM to read a storybook,
Oh,
is what his
Okay.
motion
Okay.
was.
see, the discussion got way off
Yeah,
chart.
right,
But-
it did, because
So,
my question was
let's
to
go
make
back
a
to
motion
Steve real
about,
quick.
yeah, go back
Since
to
his
Steve,
motion's on the
okay.
floor to allow
What is
the
it?
officer
Okay.
to
Need a
do
second.
reading. Now I
I'll
need a
second.
second.
I'll second.
Okay, so motion by Steve, second by, yes.
I amended to say the officer can read at the Rainbow Daycare while on duty.
Wait a minute. We've got two different things set
Yeah,
going on
that's two
here.
different things.
Okay, Steve, the thing for reading over at the daycare was a separate thing from
And that's not set in stone yet.
what Darnell's doing, and that's not been set in stone yet. What we were talking about is Darnell reading from the cruiser and being available for calls to the, through Facebook. So I don't know how we want to put that in a form of motion. I don't see where it needs one. It's like Bob said, it's just like stopping and talking with a citizen.
Yeah, it is. actually.
He's available for calls, you know, I mean, it's, sorry kids, I can't talk anymore about bluefish, I've got to go on a drug run. You know, something like that. He'll cut it off and say, I've got a call to answer, and we'll pick this up later.
Right.
And that'll be the end of it. I don't see where that needs any kind of a motion or anything.
I think it's good that we have a motion, and just a simple motion to what we're trying to let him do. And,
Let him on down the end. There's my motion. I have no problem with an officer on duty reading children.
I'll
There we
second.
go. Motion by Steve, second by Pam.
Read the book, just read.
We'll take a vote.
Dan Pillow.
Question?
Sure, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, that's all right. Do we have a specific area that we can look at with this thing? Do you have any ideas?
Wait, that's a separate,
No,
separate,
we're not there yet.
separate. Vote on the first one, then we'll talk about that.
Okay. No, I have a right.
You have a right, but you're bringing up a secondary issue. We're just talking about reading in the cruiser.
If we're saying-
Oh, for shit.
Okay, yes, I apologize, you are correct.
Yeah, this motion, that motion we wanted to make separate because Lisa, we
Yeah.
had one on the floor. So
Yeah,
we're trying to deal with the one that's on the floor right now. That's just him reading.
Okay,
I think
Lisa
we're tired.
Stafford.
yay.
Don, or I'm sorry, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Ann
We're
Pillow,
interchangeable.
Yay.
Lisa or Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Now you
Okay,
can do
I would
it
Now
like
you
to
can do
make-
your motion
about the
on,
house.
I would like to make a motion to allow the
National Reading Foundation.
National Reading Foundation to put a lending/giveaway library in front of the municipal building with them taking care of it completely and no onus be left on us.
We don't
A
have to do
second.
nothing.
We don't have to do anything with it.
I
Second, go.
motion by Dan Dalton, second by Lisa. Is there any
Now,
discussion?
now this is where Dan's
They build it,
discussion.
install it, and take care of it.
Just a quick question. Do we have any idea where we'll set this small station at?
Probably close to one of the benches.
I would think.
It's all cement out there and bricks.
Yeah.
It's all,
Well, I guess we'd have to get with them too and figure that out, like,
Yeah.
actually see it, whatever. I don't see a problem with putting it out there, but, and let them come out and see where it would look best as well, and then back with you guys on it.
works for me.
Right in the grassy area so that people can pull in and park.
I can put it down at this end then.
Take the book out of the box, but
Put it where?
In the grassy area, not in front where the bricks and that are. Where they can
Oh.
pull into the parking lot, have
Okay.
quicker access.
That's
Yeah, you can put it
That's a
right
good
there in the
idea.
corner.
like right
That's fine.
outside this door or something, or?
So we can
Thank you very much.
Frank
All
Boyle.
right.
Ready?
Yeah?
We'll call for the vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Move to adjourn.
Did you?
I'm
Hold
done.
on. I
Oh,
wanted to ask Don a question.
Oh,
Yeah, we ain't done yet, come on
Just
now.
one question. These two vehicles out here, I know that there is no, it doesn't, anything that says no parking, but I really think we need to address that as council, that there should be a time limit of parking out there. I know you can't do anything right now.
Yeah, if,
If it's legal.
if council was to choose to place parking signs limiting the times, then I can enforce it. I can't even, I can mark tires, but I can't mark tires. Supreme Court says I'm not allowed to put a mark on their tire. I can try doing the pavement. The problem with the pavement is as soon as it rains, it's
Right.
gone.
I just think we should limit the, out there, because that is also used by the people in
Well, we
and
can
out,
mark
for the
the thing.
post office,
It's hard to pull in the
council
parking lot.
equipment
We can-
building.
I don't know, I would
We need
think
to
we would be able to put up
send
a
that
sign
out.
that says parking for official business only with a time limit.
I don't know what's suitable, but I think we need something out
Well,
there.
2 to 3 hours is enough. In other words,
I would go 4 hours because some of these council meetings last.
Well, that's why I parked in the lot.
well, you know, that's
As long
fine.
as council decides to put 2 signs on either side, no parking in between these signs, you know, for X amount of hours.
Yeah, we have to do
I don't know if you
It's
can put it
red.
that way. I don't know if it would work that way or not, would it?
If you get, like I said, Bob would know the law probably better than I do, but I would say the best bet would be putting it up, official parking or parking for official business only, limit of 4 hours.
Bob,
Can you do that?
Yes,
is there a problem with that?
there's a specific code section on parking, but if you want to impose a limitation on parking, you can. It just has to be posted with signs.
Yep, that's what I was saying, but
Yeah.
for signs,
Just gonna figure out what we want.
Is that your question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, Bob.
Parking in the
I
back.
move that we install some signs on this side of the street saying parking for official business only.
shouldn't you plan that first? Well, I shouldn't say anything, sorry.
I think what you have to do first is pass an ordinance
Yeah,
provides a specific section for that.
Okay.
I'll look at my
Put
book.
up the signs, then you enforce it.
yep.
And it will have the section of the, or have the ordinance number and whatever on it.
Works for me.
Are you gonna look that up?
I'll have it
So
for
is
you.
your motion to have Bob bring a ordinance for
Yeah,
the next
do that.
meeting
Yeah.
What?
for the sign?
Yes.
Yeah, I second it.
Okay.
Motion by Dan Dalton, second by Lisa Stafford for the signs.
No, for
For the
an ordinance
Ordinance for the
Ordinance to be
signs.
drawn up for the sign.
Got
for
it.
the signs.
Any discussion?
What's the time limit? I'm sorry, that broke up there for a minute.
4 hours.
Time will be 4 hours, Steve. Sorry.
4
For
hours
official business.
or for
Yes.
official business, whatever you guys
What he
decide to
said.
do.
For official business,
4 hour
4
maximum.
hours, 4-hour time limit.
Yeah, because I could see someone being snippety,
Okay,
moving every 4 hours. Well, I moved.
yeah. All right.
I hope it don't get to that.
Any further discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Move to adjourn.
Motion by Dan Dalton, second by Steve Dalton to adjourn.
I thought it was Dan, it was Steve?
Or I thought I heard Steve, am I wrong?
That was me.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Any discussions on adjourning? All right, we'll vote.
Dan
Oh, we
Pillow,
want to stay.
Lisa Stafford,
Yay.
Dan Dalton,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Steve Dalton,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
All right, guys, have a good evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night. You too.